I say, be very gentle. Please don't hurt him. We had a case where we had an African-American guy who was a fan of mine. Great fan, great guy. In fact, I want to find out what's going on with him. You know what I'm, oh, look at my African-American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? Do you know what I'm talking about? Okay.
So former President Trump and Republicans on Fox News are doing all they can to court black voters, and they're not doing it how one would expect. You know, black Americans want what every American wants: safe neighborhoods, good school systems, equal opportunity, good health care. But according to those at Fox News and Trump, what they really want is a criminal and gold shoes. And no, I'm not kidding. That's literally what they are saying. Now, before I show you these clips of both Trump and Fox hosts saying that Trump identifies with the black community because he's an indicted criminal and black people love his gold shoes, let's just refresh your memory on what Trump has said about black people over the years.
Donald Trump said, quote, "Black guys counting my money? I hate it. The only kind of people I want counting my money are short guys that wear yarmulkes every day. Those are the kind of people I want counting my money. No one else."
And let's not forget about the Central Park Five, probably one of the most abhorrent things Trump has ever done, and that's saying a lot. So in 1989, Trump took out a now infamous full-page ad in 4 different newspapers calling for the death penalty for 5 black and Latino teenagers who were wrongfully accused of raping a white woman in Central Park. A truly heinous crime, but the 5 teenagers were exonerated, and it was proven that they had nothing to do with the crime. Now, you'd think that after it's concluded that they didn't do it, that he would actually change his mind, that he would say, you know, maybe we shouldn't execute these innocent people. But no, what he did is what he always does. He doubled down. He called them, quote, roving bands of wild criminals who needed to be executed. And in 2016, nearly 30 years after they were exonerated, he still claimed that they were guilty because he knows best. He knows better than the criminal investigators, than the DNA evidence, and everything that went into exonerating these wrongfully accused teenagers. A truly raving lunatic is what he is. And who could forget about the birther movement, where he accused President Obama of being born outside the United States?
I want him to show his birth certificate. I want him to show his birth certificate. There's something on that birth certificate that he doesn't like.
Oh, my God.
I brought it up just routinely, and all of a sudden, a lot of facts are emerging, and I'm starting to wonder myself whether or not he was born in this country.
I would like to have him show his birth certificate. And can I be honest with you? I hope he can. Because if he can't, and if he wasn't born in this country, which is a real possibility, if he doesn't, it's one of the greatest scams in the history of politics.
Or what he said in this interview in the 80s about black people in general having it better than white people.
A well-educated black has a tremendous advantage over a well-educated white in terms of the job market. And I think sometimes a black may think that they don't really have the advantage or this or that, but in actuality, today, currently, it's a great, I've said on occasion, even about myself, if I was starting off today, I would love to be a well-educated black because I really believe they do have an actual advantage today.
Yeah, black people actually have it better in America. Trump would prefer to be a, quote, well-educated black because that would give him more of an advantage than being a trust fund baby who was born on third base. Remarkable stuff, really. Now, as you may know, Trump just rolled out his latest fundraising con, oddly enough, at an event called Sneaker Con, where he is selling $20 gold shoes for $400 in an attempt to raise money for his legal judgments, where he now owes over $500 million in civil judgments. And while some people look at this for what it is, an absolute scam where he marked up crappy shoes 2,000%, Fox says it's actually a way to connect with the black community. Why? Because they love shoes.
And it's crazy because even the sneaker thing, I was on social media last night. Very interesting as you see black support eroding from Joe Biden. This is connecting with black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always trumps politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Ah, yes. Trump really understands culture, and black culture in particular. So much so that he thinks selling them $20 shoes for $400 with a gold T on them is somehow extending an olive branch to them. It's amazing stuff, really. And now here's what Trump said yesterday, where he gave a speech and said that he connects with the black community. Again, why? Because he's a criminal.
And then I got indicted a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against. It's been pretty amazing.
So in an attempt to win over black voters ahead of November, Trump and Republicans are pulling out all the stops. How? By claiming black people love criminals and overpriced shoes. And by claiming Trump's legal problems as a result of his crime spree are somehow identifiable to the black community's long history of discrimination. It would be funny if it weren't so downright offensive. But Trump has always tokenized and stereotyped minority communities. It's what he does best. Because he's an idiot and stereotypes are easier for him. Who could forget what he infamously said about Latino and Muslim communities?
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists. Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
I don't know David Duke. I don't believe I've ever met him. I'm pretty sure I didn't meet him, and I just don't know anything about him.
You also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did.
So there you have it, folks. The leading candidate for the Republican nomination, the former president of the United States, doing his best to win over minorities by playing into cheap stereotypes about them that have literally been used to oppress them and deny them opportunities. It is quite literally notions like the ones they are putting forward, that black people are criminals who just want expensive shoes, that have been used to deny the black community opportunities for decades. But what would be shocking and disqualifying at any other time with any other political candidate is just another day on the campaign trail for Donald Trump. With Really American Media, I'm Justin Horwitz. Please do us a huge favor before you go. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel and help us grow the pro-democracy ecosystem and fight back against Republican insanity through the election. Thanks.
This isn't their Republican Party anymore.
Am I wrong?
Damn right.
Tick-tock.
You're in a lot of trouble, Donnie.